Good morning. It's 10:20. It's Thursday, January 2nd, 2020. I can't believe it's already 2020. It just, I remember being a kid back in school and counting the years that I was going to graduate high school, which I graduated all the way back in 2004. But I remember being a kid and being like, that seems like forever. But it's already 2020, and that means it's a new year. This is the first episode of Kickstart in the new year. On the 2nd, took yesterday off. We're going to try and spread some positivity today. Going to try and spread something a little bit different. This show is actually going to be a lot different for me because this is maybe my one New Year's resolution that I am accomplishing today on this show. I'm going to be talking about it, and we're going to be sharing with you so you know what in the world I'm talking about. I'm going to switch it on the FM. Let's have some fun. Good morning, this is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. That's Bethel Music. You are good. You are good by Bethel. It's 10:21 on Thursday, January 2nd, 2020. We're going to have some fun. You may not notice because the shot looks the same if you're watching on Facebook, but I'm in the studio all by myself, and I wanted to say that this was one of my New Year's resolutions. This is something that I wanted to be able to accomplish. So I figured why not try it day one. Day one, I really am going to be open and honest because that's all I know how to do right now. But I did not know if I was ever going to be at a point where I was comfortable enough to do this by myself. I can interview somebody all day long. I've done a lot of interviews. I was trying to count. I see someone walking by laughing. It's funny. But I've done a lot of interviews in the past couple years, and I've gotten really comfortable talking to people about anything and learning about all kinds of different stuff. But today I'm going to be sharing some stuff I guess through my life and sharing some stuff that I've struggled with the past 3 months or so, and that is being able to try and carry something by myself, something that brings value to your life, something that can share some positivity. So I want to talk about New Year's resolutions. So myself, I am not somebody who originally is like really big on, hey, let's start a New Year's resolution, but this year I have one, and mine is to be able to do a show by myself and have something that is worth something to your life. But I did a little bit of research, and I wanted to see what most people, and you can chime in if you're watching on Facebook, what do most people generally make New Year's resolutions about? And I found the same things kept popping up on the list. A lot of the time, some of them are kind of the same but camouflage different. There's eat healthy, lose weight, exercise more, maybe more than, do something more active than you did yesterday. So that is probably the number one. Again, let me know if you are watching on social media. Let me know. Do you have any New Year's resolutions? And I see Maynelyn. Hey, Happy New Year to you as well, Ashley. Thank you. I hope you have an amazing day as well. Good morning to everybody taking the time to tune in. Feel free to share this out. We're talking New Year's resolutions. The first one, health. And that's very important. If you don't have your health, honestly, you do not have anything. We have Dr. Aaron Chapa in studio on Tuesdays, and I feel like I had about 4 sessions within 2 weeks with Dr. Chapa. I've spent a lot of time with him here lately, and we were talking and gearing up for the detox that's taking place on January 13th. At his office, Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, there is going to be an open house on the 7th, I believe, where there's going to be a rundown of everything that this detox entails. So that is one way you can get a grasp on your health. I know we can all use a little bit of detoxing. Think about all of the toxic stuff that you put through your body and drink and eat throughout not just the holiday season, but all year long. So Dr. Chop always says, if you're not detoxing in the 21st century, then you're missing out on a huge health opportunity. So health, that's probably one of the biggest New Year's resolutions, whether that's I want to lose 5 pounds, I want to lose 10 pounds, I want to be able to exercise more or keep up with my kids. So that's health. The number 2 New Year's resolution that I have seen is money. And it comes down to, hey, I want to save money, or I have a goal. I want to get a new car. I want to be able to purchase a house. I want to be able to save for my retirement. And that takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of discipline. There's always unexpected things that come up in life, and you always have to try and make the best decision whenever possible. The number 3 New Year's resolution that I found kept popping up on these lists that I was looking at was learning a new skill. Whether that is, I want to go into a new career, I want to be able to start a podcast. I talk to people all the time that ask me, about starting a podcast, and I encourage them 100%. If you have any questions yourself about what it takes to start a podcast, I can get you started. I can get you started like at least with like a list of this is the minimal stuff that you need. It just takes it takes time. The cool thing about a podcast is that it's not live. You can go back and edit it if you would like, or you can just go ahead and post it as it is, but you can listen to it first and then upload it to all the streaming services. And KHEA Radio, our Kickstart programs are podcasted. You can go listen on Apple Podcasts. You can go listen on Spotify. Every episode that we've done for over a year is archived on Apple and Spotify. So you can also go to like literally anywhere, search KHEA podcast and it'll pop up. And we get those uploaded about once a week. And another goal that we have for this year at KHEA Radio is to be able to get a better workflow for whenever those are recorded and done. So right now it's 10:26. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. We're streaming live on KHEARadio.com. You can listen on the FM, and you can also hang out with us on Facebook. Okay, so we've gone through the first three of things that I found when it comes to New Year's resolutions. Eat healthy, work out, exercise. That all kind of falls under that health one. And then save money, make more money. And then the third one, a new skill. And this is one that I've done in the past. I'm not too big on New Year's resolutions, but I am big on challenging myself as much as I can, and that is read more. A lot of people that are successful have a habit of reading. Reading anything, reading the newspaper, reading a book that's a self-help book, reading the Bible, reading anything to stretch yourself and learn. And that's part of, in my opinion, that's part of what that is. Just like learning, never stop learning. I know I've already talked about Dr. Chapa once already, but that's something that he has made very known, that he is a lifelong student. Being a lifelong student, if you ever get to a point where you think you have it all figured out, then maybe you should stretch yourself and try to pick up a new skill. So again, it's Thursday, January 2nd, 2020, and I'm talking about New Year's resolutions. I'm Gardy, this is Kickstart, and we are going to be having some fun. So I was talking about New Year's resolutions. Mine this year was to be able to do a program where I'm not interviewing somebody. I actually don't even have a producer, someone switching the cameras. I'm all in the studio by myself, and I'm just kind of going through some of these things that I put together. So I found this other website that I thought was interesting, and it has a list. These are 10 reasons why you don't stick to your resolutions. These are 10 reasons why you don't stick to your goals. And I went through these lists, and it had a whole little article under each one of these reasons. And I read through it, and I really related with this a lot. And I'm going to go through these one at a time and then maybe relate this back to my story of doing this, because for the past 3 months, I've kind of dreaded getting into this situation, but here we are doing this together. So as you root me on, and I actually have some people in the comments saying, hey, you got this. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So this, the website that I found it on, it's kind of funny, but it's shape.com. And I believe that this list was associated with like a blog or something like that. So the number one reason that they have, 10 reasons why you don't stick to a resolution, is going alone, going at it alone. Doing something by yourself. It's always good to support yourself, find people that are like-minded and work with them if possible and whenever that's possible. Like today, for me, that was my whole thing, like going at it alone. I was like, I don't want to go at it alone. It's so much easier when I have someone to talk to. It's so much easier when I have somebody running the cameras. It's so much easier whenever I have anybody in here. And our office is open today, and there's a lot of people in here. And I did talk to some. I was like, hey, y'all want to come and help me? And they're like, oh, yeah, if you really need me to, I will. But I said, you know what? For me, this is what I need to do. I'm going to do this by myself. So going at it alone, if at all possible, whenever you are trying to make a new routine to work out or eat better, get your family involved, get a friend involved, get that group support, so that way you have people to lean on in those situations, and creating that support group is huge. The number 2 reason that somebody does not follow through with their New Year's resolutions is lofty expectations. I don't think there's anything wrong, in my opinion. I don't think there's anything wrong with having lofty expectations. The bigger, the better. There's those sayings like, "Oh, if you aim for the moon and you miss, at least you hit the stars." And it's really cheesy, but it's honestly true. Let's say that KHEA Radio, we had a share-a-thon, not in 2019, but we had one in 2018, and it was it was our first time to ever do one, and we didn't know how it would go. So we had a goal of $15,000, and we thought that was really high, but that's what we had needed to upgrade our gear that I'm using today. And we hit that goal and we surpassed it. But I always think of, what if we had only set a goal of like, hey, $5,000, you know, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to ask for and for support. But you know, we set it for $15,000 because that's what we needed, and we actually ended up surpassing it. But and some people did say, oh, that's a lofty expectation. Some people told us like, maybe you aren't setting it high enough. But we ended up about doubling that goal, and I don't even know if we ever actually fully came out and said that. But you know, thank you to everybody who has continued to support KHEA Radio throughout our existence. You know, we are not that old. We are not that old of a radio station, but yeah, it's been a very cool thing. But setting those lofty expectations, sometimes it's good to set a lofty expectation, because if you hit it, that's great. If you don't, yeah, you may feel like, is this an embarrassment? Is it you know, are all eyes on me? To be honest, most of the time, nobody's even looking at you. So, again, hey, it's 10:31. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. It's Thursday, January 2nd, 2020. I'm hanging out with my friends. I'm hanging out with you on social media. I'm hanging out with people listening on 99.5 FM. I had this comment that came in. It says, I don't do resolutions. I plan my vision for the year, then coordinate my vision with my family. And that's good. You know, I don't necessarily like the word resolution, because it, like a New Year's resolution at times, kind of has a negative connotation with it, because people tend to not stick to their New Year's resolution. So you think, oh, I'm not doing a New Year's resolution because I'm actually going to do my goal, you know? And that's when when you can if you want to stick to your goal, then you need to plan accordingly and make those plans. So this list is kind of going through some of those things, like, hey, why do New Year's resolutions not work? The third reason why, according to shape.com, that New Year's resolutions don't stick with us is giving up easily. You know, at the first sign of adversity, it is really easy to give up. It's really easy to kind of make that decision. Hey, this isn't comfortable. I don't want to work out. This hurts. I don't want to eat this lettuce. I don't want to lose weight. I don't really want to earn that much more money because I'm trying this new job or working a second job or getting in an uncomfortable zone. I'm going to give up. And that's the point whenever you have to find those people around you that are like-minded, those people around you that are going to be that support system. And here's another comment. This is from Susan Leaning. She said, I set my fundraising goals high and I exceed them. That's awesome. You know, whenever right now at Butler's Courtyard, which actually Amber's going to be in studio next week. They have an open house on the 12th. Butler's Courtyard is one of our partners here at KHEA Radio. But the Birthday Joy program is having a gala at Butler's Courtyard this month, which is sneaking up on us quick. I'm going to find the date real quick. If you haven't heard of the Birthday Joy program, it is an organization. It's a nonprofit organization that throws birthday parties for kids who live in like foster care. They live in group homes and they're in care of the state. These kids don't necessarily have birthday parties unless an organization like the Birthday Joy program comes in. So that event is on the 24th of January, and it is at 6 o'clock. So that is, I've been involved in some of the meetings that have gone on there. And so Amber, whenever we sat down with Noni, was kind of going through some of the needs. Like, what does the Birthday Joy program need? You know, what do y'all need? Like, what are the goals? And so they were setting those goals, and Noni was just, you know, we were all being stretched in that situation. It's like, hey, if you need a goal, set it here. Maybe even we set it higher. Like, why can't the kids have, you know, the best? Why can't these kids have, you know, the new items and all this other stuff? So it was a really eye-opening experience, you know, making sure you set your goals where they need to be to get everything done. But why not just set it a little bit higher and stretch yourself? But that was really cool to be a part of. So shout out to Amber. And shout out to the Birthday Joy program. If you want to get involved and maybe even attend that gala, they asked me to MC it. Go figure that, huh? And here's the funny part about it is they asked me to wear a tuxedo. And I was like, I don't have a tuxedo. They said, well, we'll find you one to wear. I'm really weird about wearing other people's clothes, like rented clothes. and then like returning it because I'm very particular about stuff. But I'm gonna give it a shot. A shout out to Amber for making that happen. So I need to go get a fitting for that. And right now, I'm going through 10 reasons why people don't necessarily stick to their New Year's resolutions. So giving up easily, adversity comes. It's easy to give up. Like I could give up right now and just like turn off this radio stream, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get through this list. The next thing is time management. Making sure you set a realistic time. Like managing your time is not easy, especially as families grow. Like I have 2 kids and I have one on the way. Me and my wife are going to have another boy in March. And so we're really excited about it. And so there are some other goals that I have that I'm not necessarily calling New Year's resolutions, that come with like career and music and some other stuff. And so I was like, man, how am I going to manage all this stuff whenever I have, a newborn? Obviously that takes, precedent. But it's going to be a journey, first of all. And my wife is awesome. And, we had a great experience with my daughter whenever she was born a couple years ago, and I'm hoping things go as smooth, but you kind of got to be ready for everything and just be flexible. And I always found, at least whenever I don't have a newborn in the house, you can always wake up earlier. I talk to people all the time and I ask them, hey, do you want to go work out? And they say, I don't have time. I'm like, what time do you wake up? I wake up at 6:30. I wake up at 7. It's like, well, you can wake up earlier. Grandmaster Garza at Al Garza's Premier Martial Arts is awesome for the community, but I found out that I can wake up at 4:30 if I want to go do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at 5 o'clock. I can wake up at 4:15 if I need to be at the gym at 4:45. Like it's real. It's not easy, and you really have to want to do it. But that's what I'd been doing, and I'm recovering from being sick right now. But man, I'm feeling good. I actually went and lifted weights this morning for the first time since Saturday. And Chapa supplements have been helping me get healed. So I'm almost back to 100%. Right now it's 10:37. This is KHEAradio.com, 99.5 FM. It's Thursday, January 2nd, 2020. I don't know if anybody has already written the date wrong, like if they're back to work or back to school. I remember that used to happen all the time to me. Okay, so the number 4 reason was time management. Maybe mismanaging time or not realizing how much time it's going to take to get that new goal done. Number 5 is the financial burden. Anytime that you start something new, whether that is maybe a gym membership or eating different, or you are trying to invest in a new career so you can make some more money, there is going to be, I don't like using the word burden. That's the way they had this written on this list, is financial burden, but there is a cost to pay for starting something new. And you have to think of it as an investment. Hey, I'm investing in my health. I'm investing in my life. I'm investing in how I look. Then yeah, it's going to be some cost, but making sure you manage your time and manage your money and put it in places that is actually going to have some feedback is very, very important. The number 6 is unrealistic resolutions. So if I said I wanted to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger by, the end of this year, that's not going to happen. That's not realistic. The number 7 is there's no plan. Planning is very important. Number 8 is a lack of honesty. Number 9 is the wrong perspective. Number 10 is not, man, my handwriting is not believing in yourself. I thought I said not receiving. Yeah, not believing in yourself. Like deep down, you're like, I don't think I can do this. But I think making the goal is a step in the right direction. Writing it down is a step in the right direction. Investing in your future, Jordan, yes, that's exactly what we're kind of talking about today. Sometimes we don't call them New Year's resolutions. We just call them goals that you have. And sometimes I think it's good to make them micro. Like if you look at 2020, if you have a goal for the year, that's great. But why not make micro goals? Like in January, like, hey, I want to read more. Okay, I'm going to read a chapter of this book this week. Something really realistic. So that way you're not setting yourself up for failure. It's like, man, I knocked that out super easy. Let me see if I can get to the gym one time this week. Let me see if I can, not eat fast food for one day of my lunch this week. Make these micro goals that will really allow yourself to be set up for success. This is Gardy with KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. All right, guys, Facebook, I'm going to take a quick break on the FM because my mouth Needs water. My throat is recovering, but I was sick. I got sick on Saturday night, like 9 o'clock. I started getting like sweats and all this crazy stuff. It was the worst, right? I ended up trying to go to sleep. I really couldn't sleep at all. It was real bad. And on Sunday morning, I play music at church, here at Abundant Life, and I don't miss church. It's not like I'm just like, oh yeah, maybe I'm going to church, maybe not. No, I'm at church. I'm playing music. I'm there. I'm helping. I'm working, right? And life is good. I love it. I love it being able to do what I do and here at the church, right? And so Sunday morning, I feel like I look at my clock, it's 5 o'clock. I was like, did I even sleep last night? I'm sweating, but I'm cold, I'm hot. It was the worst. And my wife was like, hey, are you okay? I was like, no, I'm not. I feel like I haven't slept a wink. So she went and got me some some medicine because and people make fun, but guys, when they're sick, it's like the worst thing in the world. But I couldn't get out of bed to walk to the medicine cabinet to see if we had anything at all. My head was pounding, my body was sore, like I had like bricks just dumped on me. But she was an angel. She's pregnant and we're having a baby in March. And she's like, she gets out of bed and gets me some medicine. And I know that's not easy for her, just being, pregnant and and everything. But she still took really good care of me and gave me that medicine. And I was actually able to go to sleep. And she was like, hey, I texted him and said that you weren't going to be able to come to church. I was like, oh my goodness, thank you. But yesterday, today's the best I've felt since like Saturday in the day. I felt normal, and then out of nowhere, it just hit me. And my body was just sore the entire time. But I had Choppa in on Tuesday on New Year's Eve, and he loaded up with some supplements. And it was kind of funny because he was like, hey, let's not talk about you being sick while I'm on the air. I was like, all right, cool. That's fine with me, but me and him had talked about it a little bit before. And he was like, the one day I don't bring all my supplements, but him and Jennifer Withy, they had some supplements like in their stuff, and they hooked it up. So yeah, well, let me see. So it's 10:42. I wanted to be able to come and do a show today with no guests. This was, if I'm going to say I had a New Year's resolution, this was it. I wanted to be able to come and do a show where it was just me. I'm not interviewing anybody. I wanted to stretch myself, and I said if I don't do it today, I probably am not going to do it all year. Tomorrow I'm going to be back, and I am going to have a guest. It's going to be Margaret Corfield, and we're going to be talking about everything that she has going on. So if you want to tune into that, be my guest. If you have any comments, you can always go back on this stream and comment on it. Let me know what your New Year's resolutions are. If you do them, if you believe in them. If you don't, maybe call it something else. But I think it's good to have goals, maybe even micro goals. Start with something small. Don't set yourself up for failure. Start with something small that you can achieve today. Like, hey, I want to walk. I want to go for a walk in the park, or I want to maybe spend some more time with my kids, or whenever I talk to my kids, I want to learn about their day, or I'm going to put my phone down at the dinner table. There's all kinds of things that you can do starting today, setting yourself up for success throughout the year. And I know that 2020 is going to be awesome. I'm excited for it at KHEA. There's all kinds of things that I'm not really allowed to talk about yet, but this year is going to be nuts, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited for you in your business. If you ever want to reach out to me and there's anything I can do for you, send me an email, KHEA@KHEAradio.com. You can also send me a text or give me a call, 346-704-1806. I'm going to put it in the comments, 346-704-1806. That goes straight to my phone, and I'll either respond and text you back, or I will get to you whenever I can. But hey, be blessed. Spread some positivity today. I'm Gardy. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM.